From the organization team of Galatzó Trail 2025, we would like to thank you for choosing this race as one of your sporting challenges of the year. We hope that the event meets your expectations and that you enjoy your time in the mountains of Calviá. Now, we ask you to pay attention to this video briefing, which includes some of the essential points of the race. Remember that on the galatzotrail.com website, you can also find it in Spanish and Catalan. Schedules: Galatzó Legend. Departure: 8:30 a.m. on the morning of Sunday, March 9th. Place of start and finish: Plaza de Savinha in Es Cap de la. The closing of the race will be at 6 p.m. at the finish line. Schedules: Galatzó Half. Departure: 10 a.m. on Sunday, March 9th. Place of departure and arrival: Plaza de Savinha de Es Cap de la. Schedules: Galatzó Explorer. Departure: 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, March 9th. Place of departure and arrival: Plaza de Savinha de Es Cap de la. Today, Friday the 7th of March, the weather forecast for the day of the Galatzó Trail Race, Sunday the 9th of March, indicates the following. Possibility of moderate rain during the early morning, with some isolated showers during the day. Mild temperatures between 12 and 15 degrees. If the forecast is fulfilled, the terrain will be wet, so we recommend maximum caution, especially on the descents. In any case, we will continue to monitor the weather in the area over the next few hours, and if we have to make any decisions about the course of the race, they will be taken together with the Balearic Mountain and Climbing Federation on Sunday the 9th of March at 7:30 a.m. and will be communicated to the participants before the start of the race. For the moment, the only confirmed change is the need for participants to add to their obligatory equipment, a minimum 10,000mm raincoat. Mandatory equipment. Taking into account the latest weather forecast for the area during the dispute of Galatzó Trail, these will be the mandatory materials for all races. 1. Mobile phone charged to 100%, switched on, with the emergency number of the race saved, and the MY 112 application installed. 2. Glass belt with bottle or camelback rucksack. 3. Thermal blanket. 4. Bib number always visible. 5. Race chip on the ankle or shoe. 6. Footwear suitable for running in the mountains. 7. Cap, buff or balaclava. 8. Breathable raincoat of at least 10,000mm. In addition to the compulsory equipment, you can find other recommended materials on the racebook. Telephone in emergencies. Remember to bring your mobile phone on and with the battery charged. You must save our emergency telephone number in your diary. Prefix +34, number 609-546-846. If you call us and do not get an answer, try WhatsApp. You must also have the MY112 application downloaded on your mobile to report in case of no emergency response on the mobile. Abandonment. In case you want to abandon the race before doing so, you must notify the organization. You can tell the race judges, volunteers, staff at the aid stations, or health personnel. If you do not notify us, we will put the emergency services to work on your search. Areas with expected abandonment: Bol DSS Cerveres, Kilometer 18.1 Legend, Kilometer 14 Half. Padana Sabatera, Kilometer 22 Legend, Calamo on Biel, Kilometer 33.5 Legend. Respect the environment. The race takes place almost entirely in a natural environment of great scenic interest, with special protection areas such as the Galatzó, Sescloplik, and the Puig de na Bausalik, which are part of the Natura 2000 network. We ask you to respect the environment at all times and to the maximum that you take into account the decalogue of good practices of the Balearic Mountain Federation, which you can find in the racebook, and that your visit to Galatzó does not generate a great impact. Galatzó Legend. In this section of the briefing, we deal with the specific aspects that people who participate in this distance must take into account. Double-way sections in Galatzó. Legend. At kilometer 12.5 of Galatzó Legend, there is a section of about 600 meters that runs along a narrow two-way road. Remember that you should always run on the left. Neutralized section in Galatzó. Legend. At kilometer 22.8, we find a 700-meter uphill and downhill section that serves to crown the top of Galatzó. Running is not allowed in this section, it is a neutralized section. Failure to comply with this rule is grounds for disqualification from the race. Cut-off times. The maximum time to complete Galatzó Legend is 9.5 hours. Participants are required to enter within the following partial times that are established along the route. There will be 2 cut-off points established for the Legend distance. No eliminatory penalties. First point, 12:45 p.m. in the Padana Sabatera, before beginning the ascent to the top of Galatzó, kilometer 22.4. Participants who arrive after 12:45 p.m. will not be able to start the ascent to the top of Galatzó. They will be able to continue the route towards the Col de Sa Moleta Rasa. The penalty for not exceeding this cut-off time will be 1 hour to be added to the final time of the race. Second point, GR 221 with Esses Plains, at kilometer 33. Participants who arrive after 3:30 p.m. at this point will not be able to start the route between Calamo in Biel, Raxo, Sa Font Nova, and return to the GR 221 junction with Esses Plains, passing directly in the direction of Es Capdela. The penalty for not exceeding this cut-off time will be 2 hours to be added to the final time of the race. People who have not passed any of these partial cut-off points may not be classified ahead of those who have completed the entire route. So in the event that their final time adding the penalty is less than that of the last participating person who has completed the circuit, 1 minute will be added to the time of that last classified person. People who have not passed any of these cut-off points will be considered finishers of the distance they have actually completed. The closing of the Galatzó Legend race is established at 6 o'clock. People who do not reach the finish line before that time will be disqualified. Galatzó Legend. Aid stations. You can find water, cola, isotonic, bananas, oranges, almonds, peanuts, hazelnuts, dates, dried apricots, pieces of energy bar, chocolate and jelly beans. In those areas, you will also find waste collection places. The Galatzó Legend aid stations are as follows. Aid stations 1 and 3, Pudiesas Seniors, kilometers 10 and 30. Aid station 2, Bol de Esas Severas, kilometer 18.2. Aid stations 4 and 5, Calamo and Biel, kilometers 33.5 and 39.5. Aid station 6 at the finish line. The signage for Galatzó Legend will consist of red and white delimiting tape, sticks in mountain areas and arrows at important turns. Galatzó Half. In this section of the briefing, we deal with the specific aspects that people who participate in this distance must take into account. Sections of special attention in Galatzó Half. At kilometer 8.3 of Galatzó Half, we will find a 600-meter stretch of narrow two-way path. Remember that you must always go to your left. Galatzó Half aid stations. You can find water, cola, isotonic, bananas, oranges, almonds, peanuts, hazelnuts, dates, dried apricots, pieces of energy bar, chocolate and jelly beans. In those areas, you will also find waste collection places. The Galatzó Half aid stations points are as follows. Aid stations 1 and 3, Pudiesas Seniors, kilometers 6 and 18. Aid station 2, Bol Esas Severas, kilometer 14. Aid station 4 at the finish line. The signage for Galatzó Half will consist of red and white delimiting tape, sticks in mountain areas and arrows at important turns. Galatzó Explorer. In this section of the briefing, we deal with the specific aspects that people participating in this distance should take into account. The 12-kilometer route of the Galatzó Explorer runs along routes around the Finca Galatzó. Galatzó Explorer aid stations. You can find water, cola, isotonic, bananas, oranges, almonds, peanuts, hazelnuts, dates, dried apricots, pieces of energy bar, chocolate and jelly beans. In those areas you will also find waste collection places. The Galatzó Explorer aid stations points are as follows: Aid Station 1 at kilometer 3.5, Aid Station 2 at kilometer 9.4, and Aid Station 3 at the finish line. The signage Galatzó Explorer will consist of red and white delimiting tape, sticks in mountain areas, and orange arrows at important turns. Race regulations and reminder of some rules. Remember that this race is refereed by the Balearic Federation of Mountain and Climbing, and is therefore governed by the regulations approved by that organization. Among the rules that are included, we highlight the following that are valid for all distances. 1. It is not allowed to wear a badge holder. You must wear your bib number on the front of your body, attached to your t-shirt with 4 safety pins, 1 on each side. 2. The use of any type of headphones is not allowed during the race. 3. You must carry all your nutrition, gels and energy bars, numbered with your bib number. 4. All participants are obliged to carry the obligatory material. 5. It is the participants' responsibility to know the circuits. 6. If you are going to use sticks, it is necessary that the tips are protected by plastic caps. Failure to comply with these rules and the rest of the regulations may result in expulsion from the race. You can find more information about the rules of the event in the Rice book. Sanitary services in the race. We will have different assistance and health teams on the route and in the start and finish areas. The company that will coordinate the health services is Falk. We will also have the assistance of Civil Protection. Here we show you the location of the different assistance services. Start and finish line zone, medical attention point and coordination center, civil protection point at kilometers 7.5, 10, 30 and 32.5. 1 fast intervention vehicle in Coma Don Vidal, kilometer 17.6. 2 ambulances in the Bol de SES Cerveras, kilometer 17.6. An assistance vehicle for minor evacuees at Font des Piais, kilometer 21. An ambulance at Calamo in Biel, kilometer 33.5 and 39.5. 5 assistance technicians on the route. They will always be in the race queue. Services. We want you to have at your disposal everything you need to enjoy the race. Aid stations. Transfers from Peguera and Calvia. Changing room and shower service at the Palau de Esport de Calvia. Volunteers for care and follow-up, global coverage health services, cloakroom service, recovery service and physiotherapists, aid station at the finish line, etc. You can check all the race services on the web, galatzotrail.com. The celebration of Galatzó Trail is very important for the municipality of Calvia. It serves to position the area as an ideal place to train and compete at any time of the year, and generates a significant economic impact. In addition, Galatzó Trail must contribute to community development, so the organization works to meet the Sustainable Development Goals in the event, incorporating a set of actions aimed at protecting the environment, favoring groups with needs, betting on products and fabric local business, promote sustainable mobility, use biodegradable products, reduce the use of plastic and paper at the event, etc. This race is organized by Fundación Calvia 365 and the Calvia Town Hall. It has the support of the Reserva Park, Tribe Concept Shop, and the arbitration of the Balearic Mountaineering and Climbing Federation. In addition to these entities, sports clubs, associations, companies, and above all, a great volunteer team make the event possible. We hope you enjoy Galatzó Trail 2025, and remember, smile when you cross the finish.